Party time, party time, party time. And Coelho.
Well, hey, y'all. Welcome to the world premiere episode of I Don't Want To, and You Can't, Make Me. I'm Emilio.
I'm Sharell.
And who's Sharell?
Well, Sharell
Y'all, this is going to...
Sharell. Sharell is a certified athletic trainer. She's been doing it for many moons, and we'll leave it there. Also a licensed massage therapist, and also a very, very opinionated Black woman. That's probably the most important part about me. I love, because I'm a Libra. I am into holistic health and healing, and that is the reason why we are here today. Part of our show is to help us heal in many different ways. So my whole goal in life is just to make life better, smoother, and richer, just like my coffee. What about you, Amelia?
Hey. Well, all I know is that if my coffee isn't my complexion, there ain't enough cream in it. But that's neither here nor there right now. But I am a designer, writer, empath, and multifaceted stallion of love, which again is clearly the most important part. Also a out and proud member of the Alphabet Mafia, Queer Sibs represent. And like my lovely, lovely counterpart, I am extremely opinionated. I have recently started expressing those opinions, even the more controversial ones, on my blog, The Broken Clef Muse. Go check it out. And while it serves as both as a confessional, some social commentary, but also a place to facilitate thoughtful dialogue, which to a greater or lesser degree is what we would like to have going on here. And we're not going to hit the hard topics, the hot topics, but maybe sometime if it's relevant, we might touch on it. Just a little dip a toe in the water. But y'all, like the tippy toe, yeah. But y'all, seriously, like Sharell said, this needs to be a place for healing, and what better medicine is there to help you heal than laughter? So get some full belly chuckles, and if that's happening, then we're doing our job.
For the record, we will absolutely...
It's starting already.
All we do is laugh. So you cannot, under any circumstances, watch us and not laugh. I promise you. Money back guarantee on that one. Money back. So, what is I don't want to and you can't make me? Like, what does that even mean? I'm going to tell you. One day, my younger sibling asked me to do something, and I said, and I quote, "I don't want to, and you can't make me." And that became a life mantra for me. And when I say life mantra, I mean, it's my petty way of saying I don't want to do something because I'm being lazy or childish or whatever. But it also means that you're free to be you. And that's what this podcast is about the freedom to be you. So if you don't want to do something, nobody can make you, especially if you're grown. And here, they can't make us shut up. So we're going to talk. And we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about some controversial stuff. We're going to talk about some non-controversial stuff. Sometimes we're probably just going to be on here dicking around. Who knows? But at the end of the day, this will always, always be a respectful podcast. So we're going to laugh. We're going to have fun. We're going to be controversial. But this is also a safe space. So that is what we are. And that is why we're here. So what does the show look like?
Well, from week to week, obviously we're going to have a delightful and just dance-filled intro. That was good. That was good stuff, because, you like laughter. Sometimes you just got to shake and shimmy it off. So that's what we're going to do. Just, set the tone, keep it live, keep it bouncy. And then after that, we'll move on to what I like to call the scribble. Because sometimes you just got to color outside the lines. Because everyone expects you to be, neat and tidy and polished. Nah, forget that. It's going to be your hot takes, your cold takes, just whatever thoughts we have on whatever's going on in our worlds. And that could be a collective conversation. It could be a just, I don't know, something, some random thing you saw on Instagram. That's usually what mine is. It's pretty random.
I must say I'm good at random.
We're real good at random. Like, it's the craziest thing. And then, we will move on to our topic of the day, whatever that happens to be. Like Sharell said, we're gonna get a little controversial sometimes, but sometimes, again, it could be something as little as like, I don't know, a diet trend or Dragon Ball Z.
DBZA episodes coming soon.
They're the best. We love them. And now I can actually participate in those because of the many, many wonderful things that Sharell has put me onto. DBZA, if it's not number one, it's definitely in the top 3. So, yeah, after our topic of the week, we will take questions. Not entirely sure how we're going to do that. Maybe an email address. Send them in anonymously. Leave a comment on the post. Who knows? And we will address those the following week. The ones we want to. And if we don't, well, you can't make us. See?
See how that works?
And then we will, we will have, obviously, a subject at hand, but we will also be talking about those things that are enriching our lives at the moment, be they books or songs or TV shows, documentaries, whatever the case may be. And it could be related to what we talked about. It could be completely random because that's kind of our thing here. And it'll help you both to get to know us a little bit better, but it'll also, could give you something to think about. And we want you to make you laugh here, but we also want to make you think, if only by accident, but thinking is good. And we want to encourage that.
Please think.
So
yeah, and that's we want people to think. We want people to go outside of your norm, because if it's okay for me to share this, both of us are on a very intense spiritual journey right now, individually. And I am speaking for both of us, so correct me if I'm wrong. We have found on this journey the importance of being more open-minded, of finding different outlets, of finding those things that we haven't thought about that help us to understand who we are. And that is the importance of us sharing with you all every week, every other week, because this is a bi-week or every 2-week podcast. We're not going to do weekly, but what we have going on in our lives, as Emilio said, that enriches us. So, for example, we're about to, in this particular episode, as it's our introduction, and we are going to leave you with the books that we have been reading this week, and the ones that have been phenomenal for us, because we're both avid readers, like both of us. That is one thing we cannot deny. I'm sure y'all can see my bookshelf in the background behind me. It is overfilled, not counting my library on my devices. So I currently just finished a book called The Alchemist. And in my spiritual community and my tribe, many people have read it and many people put me onto it. And I finally read it. And it was one of the most beautiful novels I've ever read in my life. It was about finding your purpose, and how finding your purpose seems so rough to us as we're on the journey. But once you get to that destination, you realize that even though the journey seemed to be this long, it was actually this long. And it was our patience, our lack of patience, that made it feel longer. So it was such a beautiful book that me, the non-crier, cried at the end of that book. So I highly suggest that for anybody, regardless of your spiritual background, religious beliefs, anything like that. Read The Alchemist. I believe the author's name is Paulo. I cannot remember his last name. Apologies. That will be added in our description. Amelia, what are you reading?
Well, it's funny that you just finished reading The Alchemist, because I have picked up a few books on the Occult this week at a moving sale for Barnes and Noble, 20%, 25% off. Good times. I love a good sale. And one
Plug
of those
it.
books is plug it is the book of Practical Witchcraft, which does mention alchemy. Part of my spiritual journey has been coming to the realization that I am, in fact, a witch. I am also a Jesus follower. Yes, those two things can exist hand in hand. I am living proof of that. Um, as strange as that sounds, but we're not going to get into those details. That'll be for another episode. But that's what I'm reading. No, it's a compendium of spells, rituals, occult knowledge, and the thing that I would like to stress is that most, if not all, spirituality, religions, schools of thought, at their core, is a central tenet of doing what you want so long as you don't hurt anybody, yourself included, because you are people. I am people. We are people. And I have been an extremely broad-minded person for a while, but also learning to, on this journey, to think critically, to think honestly, and to engage in a lot of self-reflection. And when you do that, then you learn who you are. But to do that, you also need healthy mirrors and people in your lives who are willing to show you those parts of yourself that are less attractive, that could be potentially harmful. And there is a way to do that and still be loving and respectful to the person that you're having that experience with. And that's something that Sharell and I have both been for each other. Like, we've been friends for almost 20 years, but she's known me for most of my life. So she's, borne witness to a lot of the changes that have happened in me, and I've seen a lot of changes in her. But the fact that we are 99% the same person, but also, again, we love and respect each other enough to always be honest with one another. And keep it real, keep it a buck.
And honestly, right now, my skin is looking great on this video.
Yeah, it is, girl. You're glowing. You're glowing.
It's like,
Keeping it funky.
but that was real
Name.
talk right there. That was real talk. And we hope that by spending 2 weeks out of the month with us, that you will become close with us. And that, honestly, my whole goal with this podcast, this is my third podcast. My goal with this podcast is to reach this many people. More than that, fantastic. But I need to reach this many people and make a difference in their life. And that's what what we want to be for y'all. Even if it's just for you to be like, oh, F them, but it gets you thinking about something else, that works for me too.
Task accomplished. Because at the end of the day, love us, hate us, meh, towards us, we still gonna be us. And we gonna do what we want. And if we don't want to, you can't make us.